You know what it is.
Yo,
Lokos.
what's Gucci? You already know what it is.
We back with another one.
Lokos, we back with another one. Episode what?
21, bro.
Damn, episode 21. And we got a 21-year-old today, so.
Yo.
We Gucci.
22.
My bad, my bad.
22. But yo, you already know, man. Who we got on the show today, man?
Sir, Dariel, Providence, Rhode Island, man.
Let's go. You already know. Dos Lokos podcast. It's your boy Gordito Snow Cones. We got another one. Flip. Any words, brother?
Yo, let's get into it. You already know we got another one. Blah!
Episode 21, Dos Lokos podcast.
You're now tuned in to Dos Lokos podcast.
Yo, we back.
We back with another one, son.
You already know what it is. Episode 21. We got my mans on the show, man. Let them know who you be.
Listen, man, my name is Dariel,
Providence,
Rhode Island.
Yo, Flip, I can't believe it's episode 21.
Episode 21.
You trying to get into this intro?
Let's do it.
Let's get into this intro, man.
Then we get into the
Then we're gonna give
them
the proper respects, man. This one's gonna be official, very special, and it's actually gonna be something different, something out the box. So let's get into it. You already know Dos Lokos podcast, episode 21, featuring Dariel.
Let's go.
Oh. Damn.
Oh yeah, este.
It's Dos Lokos podcast with DJ Flip and Gordito Snow Cones. Yo,
let's do it.
We back. You know what it is. It's your boy Gordito. Yo, my man, thank you for coming on the show. We want to give you a round of applause. It's actually been long overdue. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, it's a pleasure to have you here. And let them know who you are and what's your name.
So my name is Dariel Arias, Providence, born and raised.
Nice.
It's about it, really. 22 years old.
What part of Providence?
Around I want to say like the north, really. But I've been over there for like 8 years.
Wow.
8 years. I used to live around like.
Shout out to everybody in the north.
Academy. I used to live around Academy. You know where the mobile gas station is.
All right, you was in the hood, son.
I was over there for a while. And we ended up moving to a better neighborhood. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nice.
I'm not gonna throw my Addy out there, but
don't throw your Addy out there. We go with the north. The north is good, but yo, shout out to all my people on Academy, man. You know what it is.
Ya tú sabes, Academy City.
You know, but all right, so that's what's up. So now, tell the people out there what it is that you do, like more or less, like what was your upbringing like? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like growing up in on Academy and in Providence. Now you was born and raised out here, you said, right?
Yeah, born and raised.
Okay, and shout out to you being born and raised in Providence. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that they come from New York, they come from here, they come from there. So you actually one of the, you're the originals. So all right, so what was it like growing up in Providence, more or less?
So growing up in Providence, so first of all, my parents, they raised me in a way where it's like I could go outside, but I wasn't allowed to be past like 3 blocks. Like it was strict. It was strict.
Oh, that's what's up. So you got good parents. Shout outs to his parents actually being parents.
Shout out to my parents. They definitely raised me right.
That's
so
what's up.
I was in the hood, and I'm saying somewhat. There was a lot of kids in my area growing up, but I was never really doing the things that they were doing, at least at that time. I was kind of like in my own lane. And like I said, my parents never even gave me like the long enough leash for me to be able to like do that.
They was on you, son.
They was on me. They was on me.
They wasn't fucking playing.
And especially if they knew what was moving around.
Of course.
What was, it wasn't because of a thing of like, we're strict, but it's more of...
They wanted to make sure that you didn't end up going the wrong way.
And you don't know exactly, so we're going to at least, keep you close.
And give them credit.
Enough.
Let's give them credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Let's actually give them a round of applause as well, because it takes a lot to do that, especially nowadays.
And hey, it worked.
Yeah, it worked, because you're actually a great individual. You know what I'm saying? We want to give you a shout out for that. And I'm a parent myself. He's a parent himself, and that's actually the goal. You know what I mean? We want our children to turn out the same way. We don't want.
I actually call my kids my cousins, but they be heated about it.
You know what I'm saying? And we want to give you a round of applause, man, for being out here and being a positive influence and just pursuing what you want to do, but taking the right route. You know, there's not a right or wrong route, you could say sometimes, but you know, when we say the right route, you know, it could be a lot worse at your age. You could be out here doing some crazy grimy stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we want to applaud you for that.
So Dariel, let him know what you do. So you're a musician. You're a musician now, you know, so let him know what you do, what do you play.
How I started.
Before you got to the musician stage.
So like I said, growing up in Providence, since I was a baby, really, since I could like walk, you know, my parents got video proof. I was always dancing, always, and I'm saying in the Spider-Man suit, dancing bachata.
Hold on, man.
No, but seriously,
he said bachata. Yo, was you a Michael Jackson fan?
I was.
You was a Michael Jackson fan.
Yo,
yeah.
I was more of a Chris Brown fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michael Jackson, Chris Brown. That's actually what I actually.
Whatever Chris Brown dropped, like I was.
He came here very, very early.
Yeah.
With the when he had to run it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He came to Broadway Avenue. He had a big show.
He was
over
actually
there.
At that show. He was actually in the club with
He was at
Remember,
this is in Providence.
I was too young for that.
Yeah.
He went to at that point in time. There was a store called Blanco Blanco on Elmwood Avenue.
Oh shit!
And then he performed on Broadway. That's when he had to run it with Chris Brown. You know, we met him and all that. We had guys performing and all that at that point in time. That's when he dropped
crazy.
that.
Shout outs to fucking Chris Brown coming out here, man.
Bro,
That's fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah, bro. He was out here definitely. He came out here early, but he's one of those guys that got inspiration from Michael. You feel me?
Yeah, you know Michael Jackson. That's why I asked 100%. Michael Jackson first, because Michael 100%. Jackson, man, we always gotta give it up to Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson's the only artist that he's gonna continue to get. Think about this. He's one of the
Even
only
after he
artists
passed away.
You could ask a 5-year-old, you know who Michael Jackson is,
and they know.
Yeah, they'll tell you. Yeah,
they're gonna do the moonwalk. They're gonna try. He every 10 years, that nigga gets a whole brand new group of fans, bro. That's an amazing artist right there.
Yo, shout outs to Michael Jackson.
When he started with his dancing and stuff and what he was doing, I'm saying it really never was done.
So you was dancing.
So we could say that was who inspired you more or less. That was
definitely the most was Chris Brown. Even though he did get inspiration from Michael, it was both. But I was more like I had my eyes
because you know he's a newer generation too.
Yeah, you got a generation.
And Chris Brown fire.
No, I'm saying he's a newer generation than us. So
but I'm saying
and Chris Brown was on fire.
Chris Brown fire.
Yeah,
because Chris Brown was doing all that
Shout
Michael stuff
Brown
and doing flips.
Yeah, he was adding the crumping and all that other stuff.
The new stuff, you know what I'm saying? It was like
so all right, so
2020 Michael.
Yeah, like he was taking it to another level, Michael Jackson.
And he's still on fire.
So now what? So you started dancing and stuff. You started like you started doing your own thing, right? You started getting nice with it. So you practice on your own?
I was always dancing on my own at the house. Never really ever went out and like did something about it. Even like in middle school, I was just dancing all the time, like regularly.
But you was perfecting your craft more or less. Like you was practicing.
Bro, like me doing it, I wasn't even thinking I was perfecting my craft.
It was natural for you.
I just
oh, he's a natural.
You were dancing every day?
Bro, every single day.
Every day. You didn't even know what you was doing.
Oh, we got shout outs to my boy Ryan in the back, man. PVD Soul. He in the house. You know what it is.
Hit him up on the Instagram.
You confirming
that PVD Soul.
You confirming that he was nice with the dance moves? He was
always.
Also, he was always shit.
You be sitting there talking to him. He's over here like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, Flip, we got a Dos Lokos exclusive. Ha!
Dancing in the to dance.
Damn.
So
my man used to dance band for you. Shut up, my man.
You would tell him don't like he just said my man's in the background PVD. So he said that he'd tell him like, yo, don't dance in them sneakers, yo. Like those.
Yo, Flip, we got a Dos Lokos exclusive.
Don't make the sneakers to dance with. This dude would take off his shoes because they were probably very nice.
Some exclusives
and dance in the socks, bro.
Yo, my man's is official, bro.
He's wilding.
You got to give him his props. So that's being true to it. All right. So once you was doing all that, so you was out here now. But you say
I was just in middle school. That's when I
used to go to New York City. You say you was going to NY. Was this a little later after that? Or?
This was way later. So
all right. So let's take it slow. So
I had met my boy Xavier. Shout out Xavier Cruz.
Shout out to
Crazy
Xavier Cruz.
crazy gymnast.
Wow.
He could do flips for days.
That's crazy.
So I met him in.
Was he at you at Culture? Culture Fest? All right, because that was nice what you guys did over there at Culture Fest.
Yeah, that's my.
Oh, you
other
did
guy.
a little performance and all that.
Yeah, they killed it.
It was something quick. It was something
killed
quick.
it. They
It was
killed
never
it.
planned.
Shout out
You guys
to you
just went
doing
up
Culture
there.
Fest.
Oh, but you guys were doing kind of the like things together though.
Well, that's because our chemistry is just so crazy. Like we just thought like maybe 30 minutes before, we're like, yo, well, should we do something? And then Kobe was like, yeah, all this da. So we went, we did it. Like,
Oh, that's
dope.
lit, man.
I thought you guys had that plan. It looked like it.
All right, so now you was doing it. You met a
in middle
gymnast.
school, yeah, I met my boy Xavier, and he had been going to this dance studio out in Johnston, and he always seen me dancing, and he had been going there since like a little kid, and he was like, yo, you should come by and all this. He was like, yo, like you're nasty, and I was like, I always said yeah, but as a little kid, you said yeah to anything. But in my mind, I never really thought like I'm gonna actually go out.
Like it didn't process to you, right?
Yeah, it didn't process.
And
I'm
you're
like,
going to
yes.
have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
you're
I
gonna
didn't
have
think
fun.
too much of it. So he really kept telling me, and I'm like, you know what? Let me ask my mom. Who knows? She might say yeah. So I ended up telling her.
Your mom's Dominican?
Yeah, both.
You already know.
Yo, shout out to his
Dominican.
mom being Dominican, son.
Shout out my mom. I love my mom, man. Shout out both my parents.
Shout out to all my Dominicans.
All Dominican moms have something like they have that thing in common.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. You know, I don't even know how to explain
They got
it,
that
but-
metal cup. In the
Yeah,
cabinet.
like, I don't
I got a
know.
metal cup too, and I'm Puerto Rican, but we like our drinks cold, you know.
Your wife is.
Yeah, she Dominican,
Oh,
so
thank
you know,
you.
you
So
know the
you have to
vibe.
travel, boy. So you already know. You got a taste of it.
Yeah, so
What'd she
I
say?
ended up going to the studio because she said yeah, and
Word.
little did I know, I'm saying, there was the regular students, because this is how it was. They had the regular, students that come in and do the classes, and then they had the competition team, was the students that's been there for years, and they go out and they perform and stuff at the school, because that's what a lot of dance studios do. They go out and they compete and stuff.
Word.
So I go there and I see him. He was like, oh, like, do you want to like show him something real quick? And I was, like I said, I'm saying yes to anything because I'm like in 6th, 7th grade. So I ended
So
up.
he actually called you that day, right? He was like, "Yeah, you better come through."
Yeah, it was a school day. He was like, yo, you should come like today.
right now.
He was like, yo, you should come today.
That's
and I
crazy.
was like, you know what, whatever. So it was kind of like an impulse thing. I was just like, I'm going to just go. I wasn't really thinking like in a nervous way, like this is going to happen, or I just went. Because like I said, this was never something that I'm like, I'm going to perfect my craft.
I'm just gonna go dance. I'm
just
gonna
having
go
fun,
do what
bro.
I love.
I'm just doing what I love.
So now you showed up.
I show up.
And what happened?
I ended up doing like they had me throw on a song, and I basically like performed in front of everybody. Like,
And you killed it, right?
the whole.
Shout outs to my
I'm
boy
not gonna-
rocking it out.
I'm not gonna suit myself up.
It was
but
an
they liked
audition.
it.
Yeah, it
In
was
a
an.
way,
You didn't know it was an audition.
Yeah, and she ended up the boss of the and shout out Miss Joanne.
Nice.
Love her. She till this day she hits me up and she puts me on with other studios if they ever need a
Shout outs
teacher.
to Miss Jones.
So she talked to my mom right after, and she was like, "Listen, like this kid has a talent. You need to put him on the competition team. Like we could really like use him. All this other stuff."
Wow.
And,
So they gave you a shot. They ended up throwing you on the team.
yeah, they threw me on the team, and I was there. And mind you, I was a really bad kid. Like,
How old
So
were
what? You was
when
getting
this
into your
was
shit.
going
You
on?
I
was,
was in 6th grade, 7th grade.
so you
All
might
right,
have been maybe like what, 11, 12?
Yeah, 12, 13. Yep.
Yeah, and I was only there for 3 years.
Job.
Because, like I said, I was not good in school. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I didn't have straight A's, so my mom took me out. But still, even after those 3 years that I was there, I had done so much. I kind of like
You impressed him.
you feel me, like that's family right there. So I can go back
what's
there,
up.
and it's gonna be the same. After those 3 years, I'm now in my freshman year of high school, and I'm still popping in and out. She had me try out teaching, to kind of learn and how to teach and all this other stuff.
Wait, you was teaching
Yeah, I went
at
from
like
being-
12 years old?
No, not at all.
Nah,
I started
freshman in
there
high
as a
school.
student.
Oh, freshman in high school.
After freshman year of high school, I was like maybe like a junior, and she had me go a couple times to teach like the younger kids and teach like the older
Dope.
people because for me and
So
the
now
difference-
let's backtrack before you get to all that. Who's your top 5 favorite dancers? Like besides, I know you said Chris Brown before, but who else you
he's
like
definitely
that?
not my top 5 favorite.
Who's
Just
your
like
who's
a
your top
artist.
5?
So this counts as two people because they're twins. Late Twins is number one.
Yeah, the brothers.
What's the name again?
The brothers. Their name is Late Twins. So
they've been around for a long time.
Bro.
They've been on all the late
Nasty
night show.
with it.
Oh man,
Crazy.
they've been in music
Crazy.
videos.
Nice.
They've been in
Crazy.
mad shit.
Now
They've
who
been in mad
else you
shit.
like? That's one.
So I'm gonna give Late Twins. That could count as one.
That could count as one because they do the things together.
Let's just call them.
They always rock together.
You got four more.
Number two gotta go to Marquise Scott, aka
Shout outs to
Nonstop.
Marquise.
He is disgusting. I'm gonna give Salah number three.
Salah, he dances Spanish shit, huh?
He does kind of do a lot of Spanish stuff, but he was known for just being. He basically had no bones. Like anything he was doing, he had no bones. He was kind of doing like the electric boogie, but in a newer.
And some newer shit. Yo, that's fire.
That's crazy.
I gotta look these people up. I've been off on the dance thing because I like to I'm more of a movie and. I mean, I like breakdancing a lot. Like breakdancing was my
breakdancing and
shit.
stuff.
I love breakdancing.
Growing up, I was watching a lot of breakdances, and actually, matter of fact, number 4, I'm gonna give it to B-boy Niguin.
Oh, word?
Okay.
From Brazil. He's from Brazil.
Yeah.
Growing up, I'm looking at this and I'm trying it.
Breakdance is the shit. That's my favorite.
This hurts.
After this, I'm gonna show you some breakdancing I just seen.
I like Mr. Freeze. I like
in
Crazy
Colombia.
Legs.
I was
Crazy
in,
Leg.
I was in Colombia.
Colombia? Crazy.
There's a whole hill that's called La Zona something. All hip hop.
And they get nasty with it,
The
right?
whole hill, like this hill used to be a war zone, bro. Breakdance is
crazy.
everything. Did you throw Crazy Legs on your list? Did you?
I said Crazy Legs.
I said I heard him.
Mr. Freeze.
What
B-boy
you gotta
Niguin
watch?
is
You
crazy.
gotta watch. You
gotta
gotta
watch
watch
Beat
that
Street.
Beat Street.
Beastie, that's a classic.
I never
You
seen
gotta watch.
watch Beat Street.
Oh,
Every dancer has to watch Beat Street.
I
classic.
think I have.
Beat Street, you gotta watch Beat Street. You
I
gotta
feel-
watch
I feel
Wild
some type of
Style.
way now.
Yeah.
Now that I didn't hear
Beat
that.
Street is
Wild
like
Style.
breakdancing.
You gotta
is like
watch Breaking.
breakdancing is like a bunch. If you look at
Those are the classics,
Up Rockin',
Yeah.
Up Rockin' is like a type of salsa.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the steps they doing with the Up Rockin' and they're
true.
bringing the body and with the bass and everything, it looks like what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like salsa.
Yeah.
More or less.
On the floor rock, what's that look like? That looks like
when
capoeira.
they do the six-step, yeah.
Capoeira
And the
and
top
all those
rock, when they do the top rock.
island
Yeah,
dances. It's like
yeah.
all these island dances
Yeah.
mashed into one. That's what breakdancing
I
is,
love
bro.
breakdance. It's my favorite. Yo, shout out to all
Breakdancing
my
is like-
breakdancers.
it's hard.
That's what breakdancing
It's
is.
hard.
Every type of dancing in one.
Yeah.
That's what breakdancing is.
And it's
One of my
hard,
favorite
yo.
records is Play at Your Own Risk. Remember Play and Planet Patrol.
Yeah,
By
Planet
Zulu
Patrol.
Nation.
Yo,
You need a
Oh my
lot of
God.
stuff.
I do a lot of
Classics.
I do some nice breakdancing sets, man. I love
I
when
love
work for them.
B-boy. B-boy to break beats.
Damn, I can't think of their name right now. You
I know who
always
you're
get
talking
brain
about.
frost.
They
Flacco and all them
they do the
face and all that.
graffiti.
Yeah. Oh, they did some. They're the ones that were at Culture
Yeah,
Fest. My
I
boy
forgot
face.
their names too. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
It's 4-1. I don't wanna mess it up. Yeah, you know I always fuck that up. I always fuck that shit up, man. My boy Face, big shout out to
Yo,
my boy Face and all
Shout
the
out,
guys.
shout out to me.
You already know, man.
God.
You already know.
All right,
I always
so
fuck that shit up.
now, as you were doing this dance, when you get to high school and all that, now, was this the time more or less when you started going to New York?
Oh, messed that up. Damn, I'm sorry for swearing. Cut the swearing out too.
Nah, don't worry about it. But
Nah,
when you
not
were-
yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
I
All
was
right, so
going
what led
New
to
York.
that? What led to you
So
going
in high
to the city?
school, I was dancing a little more in high school, but now I'm like thinking of like what everybody thinks and stuff. Now I'm kind of like more self-conscious, like, yo, I can't be. You know what I'm saying? I was too much in my brain, so I was doing it, but a little later. I think it was my sophomore year. That's when I started to perform with my friends, like on like special like culture days and stuff, and the after school events. I was performing with my boys, and everybody was like, yo, all this other stuff. And like now every time they see me, they're like, that's like the dancer.
They're waiting for you to do something.
Yeah. And it did get annoying at some point because I'm like, bro, like I'm not dancing every time. I'm not,
Yo, you must have felt like a robot on push play. Like,
bro,
yo,
I'm not dancing every time I see you, bro. Like,
Show up at the baby shower and they'd be like, all right, ahora viene Dariel a bailar. And he's sitting there eating a
bailarín.
piece of cake like, what the, like,
Here he
what's
goes. Watch him move.
What's going on?
I can't eat.
What's going on? Like,
So, all right. So now, how did that make you feel? Like, you just felt
So
like,
throughout high school, when I was dancing more and kind of like even after school, I would go to these like little spots and like meet people and like, cause I would me and my friends would put a phone down on the floor with a speaker and just like in downtown
and just start getting busy.
The pedestrian
Go
bridge,
crazy.
just go crazy, and we're meeting all these people. They're like, oh my gosh, you guys are so great,
and giving you money and shit. Y'all should have been.
Damn,
that was New York. You know how New York do. We was getting money.
People don't do that here.
Yo, in New York, we used to get on the train. If niggas start dancing, you better start coughing up them dollars. Cause you're like, you watch it, you better start.
Yo, my man, you just see me hit that windmill?
We'll put the hat in your face.
No, for real though, but
but that's what's up. So they was
just what I was doing.
So they was just saying, "What up? Oh, you nice with that?" I was like,
and I was just basically like networking without even knowing it.
You didn't just see my women.
I was networking without even knowing it.
Yeah, that's even better than payment. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so that must have gave you inspiration though, more or less, right? And it kept you going, kept you going. You're like, I'm nice with this shit. I'm nice with it. Yeah. People messing with me on the strength, and they know that gives you a sense of confidence, like you just said.
It gave me like a confidence boost. Now
and you kept going.
I ended up meeting some friends like around my senior year, and we started.
And you had like a crew. What was the name of the crew?
The pack. All right.
Shout out to my boy with his crew. So I used to battle and all that?
Nah, we never battled. We just went out to perform and performed.
Just doing performances.
And it was cool because...
What did y'all do? What kind of shows y'all did?
We went out to URI a lot.
Shout out to you doing shows out of college at that age.
We was always performing in URI. And
URI is the University of Rhode Island, for all my New York people, if y'all don't know.
In URI, the Memorial Ballroom was the spot. If you know, then you know.
Yep. I definitely worked there before.
We used to do even... what's this dude's name? He has like the dreads and the beard. I forgot his name.
Chip Doug?
Yes.
Chip Doug. Shout out to Chip Doug.
Shout out to him.
He's my brother.
Always on an ill vibe. Cool people.
So, and it's crazy because the crew, we had like 12 people. Like it was a lot. And we was all talented. Like, and we was doing it for fun. So after a little while, it kind of like, we all went our own separate ways because some people playing basketball, other people, got college. And it was cool because we all still boys, love. Shout out to the pack, all right. All of y'all. And we had a buzz. Till this day, I promise you, like, this is not a lie. There'll still be people that hit me up like, hey, like, you think you guys can perform? And I'm just like, we haven't been.
I used to see you guys sometimes in downtown.
Yeah.
Now,
we haven't been a group for a while.
As you was dancing and, doing your thing with your crew and all that, who did you meet? Who did you come along? What was some people that you met that was like kind of like known and not known?
So now we can get to the New York part because after high school, that's obviously I had a little more time. I didn't have to go to school throughout the week, and I was going to New York multiple times because I was getting more into the light feet community.
Shout out to all my headers doing the light feet.
So light feet is the style of dance that's
the shit they do on the train.
Dance genre.
They get crazy with
it. That's the style of
if
dance.
You see anybody in New York dancing in a train, they're most likely
pretty much. That's that Kid the Wiz shit.
Exactly.
Shout out to Kid the Wiz, man. One of the illest.
That's a cool guy right
dudes
there,
to do it.
Yeah.
I met him out in 2019.
I heard he just had a baby, and guess what? The baby came out. The baby. They was like, "Yo, hold the baby, hold the baby."
He got his son in all his videos.
Yo, this dude, man, he dancing. He be killing. He's so
nice
talented.
with it. He nice, yo. Shout out to Kid the Wiz, man. So now you start going to the city and all that. Who'd you meet, more or less?
I met a lot of people, man. So I met Kid the Wiz out 2019.
Yeah.
Shout out Kid the Wiz again. Like I said, in 2021, I met Crybaby.
Shout out Crybaby.
So now Crybaby and a couple of other heads like Mr. YouTube and all.
Mr. YouTube.
They pretty much created light feet in a way. Like they brought it out from the bottom. Like
popularized it.
They popularized it only when it was just like the party moves. When people was in the circle, the get light, the chicken noodle soup.
That was
them. The 5,000.
That was them. Yeah. Like,
the 5,000.
Back when it was just party moves. And
damn, that's crazy.
And
lip gloss.
What's Lil Mama?
Yeah.
Lil Mama, she got some joints.
So they basically like created that from the bottom, and little by little, they started creating teams, battles. They were getting venues for the battles, and it was just like going crazy. Even like
Puff Daddy just dropped a remix that has a lifey beat.
And not for nothing, Chris Brown, like till this day, not sure why, but he will never give credit to the fact that he was like
Influenced by that.
Influenced by that heavy. You know what I mean? Because like, he has been out for a while, since like 2009.
If you're
2009, actually 2007. It just wasn't on the internet.
If you're telling me for the 5,000 for the chicken noodle soup is a old record.
Now that's what made you want to go to the city, and that's what like drew you into it.
Yeah, that's definitely what drew me into it, because I was watching a lot of and obviously on Instagram, you know, these people, they have
people
their
posting it, and you're like,
and I'm posting videos too, and I'm not even from New York, and people are hitting me up. I'm saying not no super advanced guys, but like I'm saying the regular hitters, they were hitting me up like, yo, you're nice, you should come to the city, and there was events going on. And
oh, fire!
there was a time where I seen this poster, and it was a big event. It was a
So what was the name of the event?
So the name of the event, I'm not sure what it entirely was, but I know it was by Waffle, his crew.
Oh, shout outs to Waffle.
Waffle NYC. Shout out Waffle NYC.
And it was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn Zoo. It was in the Brooklyn
Nice.
Zoo.
Oh, shout outs to rest in peace ODB, man. One of the greatest.
So it wasn't in like the Brooklyn Zoo with like the animals, but it was in the like the gymnasium building where they got.
That's
like,
that's one of my favorite tracks, man.
Okay. Yeah.
That was the name, but it was cool though. That was my first Light Feet event.
You never danced on the trains?
Nah,
you gotta dance.
I did a couple times. I did a couple
dance on the train in
caught
Times
some
Square,
sessions.
son.
Yeah, I did a couple times, but it was never like for money. I was just there with my friends, and we was just
Caught
Shout out to all my people that be getting it on the train, bro. They be making that money on the train.
Put a YouTube video. You got YouTube videos
You ever
up
film
there?
your shit? Yeah, you ever film
I do
it?
not on the train though. I never filmed no videos on the train, but I got videos for days.
Anything on social media? Where can they find you at? Anything on YouTube, social
my
media?
Instagram is son.of.gyra. That's how it sounds.
Make sure y'all follow him.
Yeah, you'll see it on the screen.
Yep, definitely. Make sure y'all hit them up.
And what
follow
about
them.
your social media?
All your
What's
dance events and
Yeah, so that's my
Instagram?
Instagram. My YouTube should be the same thing, Son of Gyra. I do be on TikTok too, Son of Gyra. It's all gonna be the same name. It'll be up there on the screen. I'm working on some podcasts myself right now. I'm gonna be touching up on.
Oh, word? That's what's up. You got a name for it?
Not yet.
All right, that's what's up. That's shout outs.
We're gonna be touching up on some Christian topics.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to get more young people involved, get their relationship built stronger with God, you know, because we all need it, and we're in the last days, bro.
Nice.
Now that's good that you're mentioning that, because we was about to get into that as well. But before we do that, we know that you also teach classes, dance classes. Now, are you still doing that at the moment?
I am, but not full time. You know, I just do it when they need me because I'm focusing on other things right now. But I've taught in High Steppin' Dance Academy. I've taught in Talent Factory. Shout out Talent Factory. I taught at 3 Live. Shout out 3 Live. They were just at World of Dance not too long ago.
Oh, nice,
so
man. Wow, that's major.
Yeah, let's give him a round. Let's give him a round of applause for that. Damn, that's dope.
Shout out 3 Live.
3 Live.
We were collabing on the project that they were doing for World of Dance, you know, and I was showing them some light feet, throwing that in there.
So you was teaching some of the moves?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Shout outs to you, man,
cool,
doing your
cool.
thing, partaking in that. Now we do know that's what, you know, besides all that. So what is it that, you know, you was doing your dance thing, you was probably like doing your thing in the street, dealing with, you know, the trials and tribulations of all that. Now, what is it that made you suddenly get a call and like kind of change your direction in life?
Okay, so to give you the drop right from the beginning of where it all happened, I want to say 2 years ago, 2020, October, and I remember because this was something that was like traumatic. Since I was, to make it brief, since I was like 7, I've been going to church my whole life. I'm saying.
So you come from a religious background?
I come from a religious family. I've been going to church my whole life, but I was never really like focused.
You wasn't in tune with it.
I wasn't in tune. I was just there.
You was there.
Just going to church.
It's normal. It happens to you. Okay.
My mom like giving me the elbow, telling me to wake
She
up.
like, you better come or you get the
Exactly.
get your ass whooped.
No, for real though.
So all right. So now,
yeah, when I turned 17, you know, you young and you think. I mean, I'm still young now, but you think that when you're 17, you know what I'm saying, you something and you can make your own like decisions. So I kind of like on my own was like, nah, I'm not really trying to like do all that right now. Was doing my own thing, smoking, drinking, going to parties. You know what I'm saying, just doing anything. You know what I'm saying, a young and dumb person would do.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
And it caught up to me fast. You know, some people say, "Oh, you know, it caught up to you."
What happened? Did you have a dramatic experience?
Yeah. So, like I said, 2020, October, I ended up having like a panic attack off of an edible. And to be honest, I think it was lace because I was bugging.
It was something crazy.
So you ended up in the hospital type of thing?
Yes.
Wow.
So that's not normal,
bro. So let me tell you. So I was always eating edibles. That was nothing new to me. But
what you say, like the gummies and all that? The
gummies, the Rice Krispie treats, all of that.
But this was different.
This was crazy.
something crazy. So,
bro, when you say hospital. Yeah, that's hospital. Hospital.
But not like someone that's just like, oh, I feel high.
Nah. If you're in the hospital, it's something.
It was something real. So
this was that hard.
Oh, harder, daddy.
What? You see what I'm saying? I'm sorry about that. People.
This was that, yo. I can't control it.
It's a serious topic.
Pause.
Big pause.
Pause on that.
Oh, harder, daddy.
But I'm saying, so you're saying you couldn't control. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, so I'm at my house.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm at my house.
Yeah, you was bugging.
And I eat the edible. I didn't eat the whole thing, but I ate like 80%.
You cannot eat. Damn, but you went crazy too.
No, bro, I was doing that.
Oh, you was
Yeah.
This was regular.
This was a regular
That was
thing.
something that was regular, bro.
What you took wasn't regular
at all.
Yeah, but what you took wasn't regular. But this was a regular routine.
It was a regular.
So that's
routine,
how you
bro.
knew something was wrong.
Yeah, but just to throw this, I was never doing nothing more than weed. Never catch me out here popping no pills. None of that. It was.
You was just on the buzz, just chilling.
Yeah, so that happened, and
we ain't laughing at you. We just laughing at the shit because that shit can happen to anybody.
I wasn't laughing. You saw me laughing.
Just to let you know, this story is gonna be funny. Like what I'm about to say.
Yo, it's funny to me because guess what? I like to take my edibles, bro, and I be ODing. I be eating like 2 cookies at a time.
Feel me?
The only thing that happened to me, I get mad munchies. You know what I'm saying?
But it all depends where you getting this shit from too. That's the main thing.
That's why you gotta fuck with the dispensary, yo. Everybody out there, we always preach. If you're gonna do edibles or you're gonna do your smoking,
go to the dispensary.
Go to the dispensary out there, man, for real.
Go to my peoples at Nova Farms. They got everything.
Don't be going to your man Julio on the corner because you
bro.
never know what the fuck he put in that shit.
Don't go to Manton or the Hoffa to get the shit.
You gonna get fucking fucked up.
Or Broad Street at that.
So what happened? So, all right, you ate the
so
shit and then what? Yo, you was
ate the
bugging.
edible and
was your heart racing?
Or Academy, or Academy at that point. Don't get your edibles
on
from
Academy.
Go to a legit place.
So wait, your shit was racing, huh?
Yo, so I ate the edible and within like 10, 15 minutes, I was already high.
On some other shit.
You was
already
bugging.
high, but I knew it wasn't right because I'm like, all right, I'm kind of like I could feel my hands.
Did you have the munchies?
Nah.
You was just on some other shit. So you know
bro, this thing, it wasn't right.
Damn.
Yeah, it wasn't right.
No
Point blank
munchies.
period.
I felt like everything in my body just like on 1,000. Like,
whoa.
Like every time I blink, I'm like, yo, like I feel like
your
my
man felt like Goku
hitting my eye.
That shit had ecstasy in it, man.
Bro, it was something crazy, bro. It was something crazy. So I took the edible and I was supposed to be on my way to my boy's class that he was teaching. I told him that I was going to make it. And like I said, this was something regular. I was always doing this, dancing high, whatever. That was not something new to me.
Yep.
And I take the edible and they pull up. And mind you, I'm already high. I was in my room and I was like pacing back and forth trying to sweat maybe to like make the.
You was trying to get the high on. I
was trying to get a little bit of that.
You were trying to figure it out.
I was trying to figure it out. So
my man thought was Loco.
He's crying because I've told him this story.
Oh, he was there.
Knows.
Oh, he probably
was
there.
He wasn't there. He wasn't there, but he just knows.
Shout outs to my mans in the back. You already know. PVD Soul.
So my boys pull up and they pick me up. And I am extremely high. So I go to the back seat and I don't say a word. I just have like this like kind of like I had like so much fear in my eyes because I'm like, yo, I don't feel good. At this point, I do not feel good.
I don't feel good at all.
I don't feel good. And they could tell. He turned around and he's like, yo, you good? And I'm like, nah, I'm not. He was like, you'll be all right. Because they knew. Like this was something that they were like, yeah, you bugging. We about to go to this class, all this other stuff. So
they thought probably you was nervous or something.
Yeah, like I don't know what it was, but it wasn't. It was
all right.
different.
So did you make it to the class?
No, I did not.
So what happened on the ride?
Made it to a class.
I did
What?
not. Bro,
Yo, what happened to the ride?
It's nighttime, right? And this is like around 7 o'clock. Take note of I ate this at 7 o'clock, and I was already
So it's
high.
still 7 o'clock.
It's still 7 o'clock. I'm on my way to the class, and it's like nighttime. We're passing by Prov Mall, and I'm just looking at all the cars and the lights, and I see all the cars passing by,
And they look like flash, right?
I hear the beeping of the horns, and I hear the wind.
Everything's enhanced.
And everything is just like
that shit had mushrooms in it.
Uncomfortable.
Yo,
like everything was uncomfortable.
All your description right now is describing mushrooms to me.
It was
all right.
bad.
So now what?
And my throat pause was just like mad dry. Like mad
all right.
dry.
So
and
now
Harder, Daddy.
pause.
like I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry about that.
You know what happened?
That had nothing to do with.
Yeah, you know you my man's, right? Yo, it's my dude right here. You know what it is.
But
Don't
this
sound
is like a serious topic.
Yo,
though.
Flip. Yo, Flip, we got a Dos Locos exclusive.
I feel like
It
this is a
is.
serious
And this
topic.
is, you know why we laughing? For you people out here, stop buying shit on the streets.
Get it right.
All right? This shit
don't
can
do
happen
what
to
I did.
anybody.
Or at least know what you're taking. You know,
Yeah,
one
this
thing,
shit can happen to you.
one thing
That's
that-
what's fucking funny.
one
Don't
thing
fuck
that-
around.
you know, I hope they end up doing in this country
Word
is
up.
adopting things like how they have in Canada, how they have in Portugal, how they have
And
in
you know what? You
Poland.
should not be smoking either. I know that's probably what your mom
course.
said.
Of course I would.
but they,
Eso te
shouldn't have
pasa a
done.
ti, pa'
But
estar
if
jodiendo.
you would've
Eso es lo
knew-
que te
if
digo
you-
ella, ¿verdad?
if you would have
That's
knew
what
what
you
was
get,
in
nigga.
it, if you would have known what was in it, it's different.
Yeah.
So if somebody tell you, look,
Yeah.
this shit got some mushrooms in it.
At the end of the day,
know
like
what
he
I'm
said,
saying?
I
Like-
shouldn't have been smoking at all.
You should not
You know,
been
I
doing
shouldn't
none.
have been-
Es un susto pa' que
whether
te
you're
pase a
young or
ti.
you're old, it's
Yeah.
I'm saying it affects you. It puts a strain on you. So,
Right,
So
I know,
what
I
happened?
know
You
somebody
did
that died
they-
off a lace blunt.
Did they
Bro,
take, yo, you know,
people
back
really
in the
think
day,
that you can't like it. It's not even like the weed, but it's like the after effects of it. It makes you paranoid, and then you get anxiety.
you
and then,
get crazy. Yo, listen, Dariel, let me tell you something. Back in the day, they had angel dust. I don't know if you know what that
Oh,
is.
Lord.
But angel dust,
this-
people didn't get off that high forever.
There's
They used to
people on
stay
Broad
crazy.
Street that I know that I could point out to you, and I could be like, yo, somebody laced them with angel dust back in the day.
That shit wasn't no joke, bro.
And it was
From
things that
smoking weed.
if somebody wanted to take your block over, they'll get some girl some way somehow
Smoke
to
angel
get you to
they'll
smoke
lace the
that
blunt
shit
with that.
without you knowing it. And it's not the fact that you didn't know what was in it.
yeah.
Because if you know
You
what
ever
was in
seen
it,
Friday?
you'd be like,
You seen Friday with Smokey?
you take a couple
Remember when he
hits,
ends
you
up
know
in the
what I'm saying?
pigeon coop?
Yeah.
That was angel dust. That when he's like, "It's angel dust, Holmes."
Oh, okay.
The Mexican,
Yo, bro,
that was angel dust.
the other
And he
day I
gets
got some
crazy.
Gas Brothers, right? Some Gas Bros stuff. And I rolled up a rapper blunt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big boy. But you know what you know what's in, you know that's some bomb. If you smoke that whole blunt, you're going to sleep for hours.
Yeah.
Take a couple hits. If you know what's in it, it's different than you
Right.
getting high and then you're like, yo, I'm running down the street butt naked. Why?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you ate 80% of that pie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit had, if you would have known what was in it, you would have ate 20%.
I would have ate a bite. I would've
You probably not even ate. Nah, you would not bought it. You would not bought it.
Lord
Probably
forbid,
wouldn't have ate it
man,
at all.
and all those people
Nah,
out there,
man,
man. People know my story. I've told people all the time. My cousin passed away, OD'd a couple years ago. It was all over the news.
Yeah,
and
man. Rest in peace.
He
to
was
him.
he was a big dude out here. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace.
Oh
Willie
yeah, I
the
got
Wolf.
to meet him too.
So you know, I always preach that, man. Just be careful what you taking and know what you taking, man. Know where you getting it from.
Real shit. Yo, so right. So now you ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, so to lead on to that, I was on my way to the class, and I'm telling them at this point, like I said, when I was looking at all the cars and all this other stuff, I'm like, yo, I don't feel right. Like I need to go to the hospital. I was at that point. I'm like telling them like, all right, we got to go to the hospital, and they were like, all right, we got you, and I'm like, cool. You're on the way, and he's parking. He's like, yo, let's go inside real quick. I'm gonna get you a Red Bull. We're at Walgreens, and I'm like,
Damn, that's worse.
What?
Trying
Like,
to
what
kill
you mean you want to get me a Red Bull, bro?
Get me 2 Pedialites.
Yeah, he had to slow down at that moment.
Yeah,
2
yeah,
Pedialytes. He needed 2 Pedialytes.
At that point, like you said, my heart was racing and my heartbeat was like real, like irregular. Like it was
Yeah.
like just like
They had to
beating
slow you
fast
down.
and
They
then
had to slow you
slow
down.
and then fast and then slow. And I was just like, yeah, what's going on? So I go into the Walgreens, and like I said, it's nighttime. And when you go, you know the lights in Walgreens be beaming.
They're mad bright, like a
Mad
hospital,
bright.
like a hospital.
So I walk in, and I'm looking at the light, and I'm like, oh,
You felt like you was in a
bro.
police
I
station.
I felt like I was about to faint. That's what I felt like. So I almost dropped, and I feel like I'm about to faint. And at that point, I'm really like, I couldn't speak, like I said, because my
Your throat was dry.
and it was hurting, bro. Like this was something that I
Harder, Daddy.
ever pause. This was something that. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish on nobody. Like they said, make sure whatever you're getting, if you're gonna do it, you know what I'm saying?
Go to Nova Farms.
Be safe.
Go nah, fuck the
I'm
Slater
trying,
Center.
I'm trying to get that
I say,
Go to
sponsorship.
Slater.
I say don't do it at all.
Nova.
But if you're gonna, be safe.
Nah, word. That's a fact.
So I end up going to the refrigerator, bro, and I grab a water, and I just start taking a shower with it. Like I just dump it on my head right there.
oh, you need to refresh yourself.
I open the bottle and I put it on my head, and I'm like, what am I doing? And the lady, the worker, she's looking at me. She's like, sir, you can't do that. And I look at her, and
you
I'm
like,
like,
what?
I couldn't
You
even
bugging?
like, I'm like, I can't even comprehend like what you're saying right now. Like I don't even know how to answer you. So I just took another one, and I just kept doing it. I'm like, nah, like I need to cool down. And I'm in a t-shirt, I'm in sweats, and then my boys is looking at me like, bro, are you good? And I'm like, no, I told you I gotta go to the hospital.
I told
bro.
you this shit 25 minutes ago, assholes.
And they took me to Walgreens. So we end up leaving the Walgreens. Obviously, I paid for the waters and all that other stuff.
You paid? You were still conscious to pay and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I was tweaking, but I was still
he should have
self-conscious.
Damn, your
cleaned up
friends
the
is grimy though. They should have paid for the water.
he should have cleaned up the mess too. He didn't even clean up
Yo,
the mess.
for
He
real.
just left.
Yo, they did you dirty. They
Left the
took you
poor-
there, made you
let
pay
let
for the
my
water.
homegirl Teresa to clean the.
So we leave, and they take me to the hospital, right? And it was the Miriam Hospital, and
Damn.
I'm on the ambulance side, where next to the emergency door, where you could just go in.
Yep.
And I go in, and there's a line, and I'm not trying to wait this line. And when I go in, I go straight to the front, and I'm like, can you guys help me? All this other stuff. I couldn't even speak. It was my boy that was saying that for me. And out of nowhere, the security guard comes in, and he was like, oh, you gotta wait in the back of the line. It ended up being my boy. And he was helping me out.
He
was
knew
like,
something was wrong, right?
He seen it. He knew. So he was like, all right, bro, like I got you. I'm gonna take care of you. I was like, all right, cool. So he had me in the waiting room, and I was there for a little bit. And I remember I was just sitting there for mad long, bro, and I could not sit still. I'm just doop, doop, doop.
Fidgeting.
I'm back and forth, and the lady is like, yo, you got to sit down.
AKA high.
AKA very high. So I'm like back and forth pacing. I could not sit still. And they end up taking me in the room and all this other stuff, and they bring out the EKG machine, and they're gonna take pictures of my heart and all this other stuff. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was serious. It was serious.
I didn't know what an EKG machine was at the time. So
Until that
when
day.
they pulled out, when they
Shit got
put out
scary.
that machine, bro, I'm looking at it. I'm like, what y'all about to do? And she was like, oh, we're just gonna take pictures of your heart. When I heard heart, I immediately panicked even more, and I'm like, "Oh nah." She's like, "What did you take? What did you take?"
This nigga's heart was playing merengue, nigga.
No, for real. So when that happened, she kept asking me. She's like, "Oh, what did you take? What did you take?" And I'm like, "Oh, I had an," but I couldn't stop moving. Like even in the chair, I couldn't stop moving.
But were you conscious enough to tell her like, I've done this before, something's wrong? I've taken this before.
I just remember saying I took an edible. At that point, when I got to the hospital, I was off it.
So all right,
and I couldn't speak. My throat was like
Basically closed.
It was closed. It felt like it was like
That's
swollen.
crazy, bro. That shit was.
Yo, did they put you on bed
that's
rest?
crazy. You could have fucking died.
Oh,
Did they put you on bed rest?
If you would have
I
went anywhere else, think about that, bro.
Yeah.
And if you like, let's
100%.
be serious.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would have choked somewhere to death.
100%. Damn. 100%.
Like you
I
know what I'm saying?
definitely
Shout out to
believe
you
that.
still being here. Now listen, all right. So now after this, the next day, you put you on bed rest. You survived. Is
So-
this when you got the calling?
So this is how it went.
I still want
I
to
know,
know. Yeah, I still need to know.
I need to
There's
know the
still-
whole
you're
thing.
skipping
And
over
yeah,
some-
and
a
so
couple
I don't need
things.
to
when
know.
I told you guys to keep note that I took that at 7.
Yeah, what time was it now?
I woke up in the hospital at like 4 a.m. I woke up and I was still high, but I was okay.
At 4 a.m.
At 4 a.m. I
So
woke up. I was in the
point,
hallway.
at some point, you knocked out.
Yeah. At some point, I fell asleep. I don't remember when.
They brought you in the room. You don't know if you was in the room in the back. Anything. You don't know if you was in the waiting room
I just
still.
know that I woke up and I was getting.
When you woke up, you was in the bed,
I was-
in the back.
No, I was in the hallway. I was in the hallway.
You was in the hallway.
right near.
Oh
the
yeah,
front.
because they got that little waiting area and shit.
So I was
Yeah.
in the hallway. Obviously, this was past the waiting area, but I was in the hallway where doctors and stuff would like pass by. But I was in the bed in the hallway, knocked out, and I woke up and I'm like, what is going on? Because I don't remember falling asleep ever. I just remember them pulling out the EKG machine and all this other stuff, and I woke up.
Now, was you okay by 4 a.m.?
I was okay, but I was still very high.
Shout outs to you being okay, bro.
Yeah.
This was a scare in your life that you needed, though. I'm going to be honest with you.
This is that part of the movie that I'm like, oh shit.
This is something that I do.
So now
that's
that's why I'm skating to the point that this was the wake up call.
Yeah,
because I've been there, bro. I fell on my face a few times, bro. I've been in the hospital. This happened.
You be
to me.
seeing him at church for real,
Bro,
for real.
like, I'm gonna be real, bro.
My guy is trying to get his life together, and
yo, bro,
he's being faithful.
I've been pistol whipped in the back of my head with a gun and all that, bro. I still got the scars to this day.
That was in the Queens.
No, that was out here.
Out here at people.
Real shit. So
damn, I thought
you know
that
what I'm
was in New
saying?
York.
Like, yo, I've been set up. Like that was the song, the setup. That was a real shit. So, like, I know what it is, bro. I know the wake up call. That's what it's
scary
called.
too.
But
It's the wake up call.
This wasn't even the wake up call. This was part 1 to the wake up call.
So what? You still kept smoking after this?
Bro, so I was obviously, at that point, when you get like, when you was younger and you get like mad drunk and then
How long were you in the? My bad.
Yeah.
We're skipping over.
It was one day. He said by 4 a.m. he was good. He was just.
But you didn't get out at 4 a.m.
Yeah, he got released in the morning. Probably.
So when I woke up, the doctor had came, and I remember the first thing he said. He was like, "Man, you were out of this world."
But
my thing was different. It was always
did they
incident.
say what was in it? Did
They said that because I guess they took my blood and all that other stuff, that it was fine. It wasn't laced. But till this day,
He was
I'm
good.
like,
He just
bro,
had a scary call. That's what it was.
It was God. That's my answer. It was God. Because
Eso era
if
tu
it wasn't
tate
laced,
quieto. That's
if it
what it
wasn't
was.
laced, that was God telling me, all right, bro, you need to
chill out.
relax. You need to relax.
You gotta
so
relax.
at that point, I'm saying every prayer that I know at the time, not that I know much, and I'm like, oh God, heal me. I don't want to die, because I thought I was gonna.
You thought it was
if
real.
I didn't go to the hospital, I would have, like you
Bro,
said,
yeah.
choked someone.
Come
Like,
on,
I
bro.
would have died.
Oh, you would have went in the bathroom, went in the corner, like just
I
to
would've
see
died.
if you could catch your breath or something.
100%.
Lord forbid, bro. Like Lord forbid.
You feel me?
Now
So
that made you go closer to God, didn't it?
for sure, that kind of like woke me up, and I hid it. I hid it from my parents. I hid it from my mom, but she still found out.
She didn't know you go into the hospital.
Nah, like when I woke up, that's when I seen my phone, and my boys was asking me if I'm straight. I hit them up. I'm like, I'm good. And my mom was texting. I'm like, yeah, I'm sleeping over at a friend's house. I'll see you tomorrow. Because, like I said,
But
she
they know.
never
They know. Moms
she never
know.
accepted that. She never accepted that.
Moms
But
know.
She found out about that a month later. So
Damn,
that ended up happening, and I left the hospital. And I went home and I went to sleep, and I was good. I was so smart, bro. I still had the EKG stickers on my chest. And she ended up finding them somewhere in the laundry room because I took off my shirt. So that was.
You think moms don't get FBI training? You think mothers don't get
She's
FBI
like, where's
training?
this shit from?
Nah, yeah.
If
She
they-
in the
already
hospital?
knew. She already knew.
Listen, if the FBI or the police want to get better reinforcement, hire mothers.
They gotta get Dominican women.
You want to solve murders? You want to solve
Dominican
fucking
women.
assaults and robberies
Easy
and
on
shit?
it.
Get yourself
No bullshit.
a mom on the force.
So all right, so now she found it, and then what? At that point, what'd you
She
tell
found
her?
out, and she
Bendito.
was talking to me about it, and she was like, "You need to chill." That's really how.
It was like the convo, right? That led
Yeah, it
to-
was the convo, but it was something like I was even surprised because it was subtle. She actually told me, like, obviously a little way later, that she's, and shout out Faith Moving Mountains Church. That's my church now.
Oh yeah,
what's
yeah.
up.
That's
Shout
my
out
bro's
to
church.
church.
That's my bro's
Shout out to
church.
Pastor Ralphie, man.
Pastor
You know what
Ralphie,
it
that's my
is.
brother.
There are multiple people that had my name
That's my brother.
in their prayers without me even being in the church, and I give all the glory to God because
Amen.
only He could do something like that.
Word.
Nobody else.
Shout out to that. Let's give him a round of applause.
And for real, you be seeing this dude in church? Like, you see him there for real?
Yo, he really don't believe I'll be in the church.
I told Pastor Ralphie I'm going to go, bro. I'm going to wear a whole disguise because I don't want him to see
You
me.
coming in Muslim style?
I'm going to wear because I just want to
Coming
see
in
if he
hockey
walks
with
through the
it.
door. I'm going to just be waiting for him to walk through the door.
So
And then I'm going to be like, God did.
so this happened October, right? October 2020.
2020.
And 2021 in February, it happened again.
Damn.
Because like I said, at this time when it happened, I was like, it gave me a little scared, but I'm like, okay, I just won't do edibles. That was something that I
and you still puffing on the L.
Yeah, because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Not for nothing. This was an addiction. Anyone that smokes weed and says like, oh, I just like to do it.
It's hard, man. It ain't easy.
You can't.
Yeah.
And that's something that you have to, once you can accept that it's
I'm glad that he kept it real with that.
And if you can't afford it, it's even worse.
If you can't afford it and you still do it, if you can't eat unless you do it, if you can't sleep unless you do it,
it's even worse.
I apologize.
It's an addiction. You have an addiction.
You have a problem.
So we definitely can agree that it was hard to battle your ways.
Yeah.
You had
100%.
like it was a battle.
Like I said,
of course, like anything else.
For those couple months, I was still doing it, but I just wasn't doing edibles. So that was something that I had cut. I was doing the pens, the blunts, whatever, all that.
Were you getting them from legit places like a store? Street.
Nah, you was still.
You know how scared I would be to smoke.
Yeah,
you know how scared I would be to smoke a pen from the street.
That you don't know.
No, I would be petrified. They putting fat in all that. They putting fat in pens, bro.
Yeah.
So all right. So now, what was it that gave you the call?
So what really gave me the call was it happening to me for the second time, and like I said, this is not something that I wish that it never happened. This is not something that's like, oh, I wish I could go back in time, because God works in mysterious ways.
Of course.
And it was meant to be.
And it was meant to be, because some people, like, it's either your testimony or it's your downfall. Easily, this could have been something that I still would have doing. I probably would have died. Something, but it's now my testimony, and I grew from it, and I'm a better person. I'm a better man in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because of that.
Shout out to that.
And shout out to God, because like I'm saying, it wasn't gonna be done with my strength. Like I was not gonna be able to do it on my own strength. It was all Him.
So now, but you said you had a call, like a vision or something. What was it?
So in February, when it happened again. Just to make it brief, it was the same type of situation, except I didn't eat an edible. I was just having those heart palpitations every time I was sleeping, and I would wake up. So to make the long story short, I went to the hospital again due to heart palpitations, and I couldn't sleep. So that happened. I go, blah, blah, blah. They do the blood check. They're checking my urine, and they're telling me everything is okay. They're like, due to the diagnostics or whatever.
But you knew something was wrong.
Yeah, bro. Like, and at the end of the day, it's most of the time it's something spiritual, but people don't want to say that. They don't want to. I'm saying, oh, it's just a coincidence, and people always want to say but it's not. It's God trying to call out to you. If you ever if you ever have a gut feeling in your gut,
shout out to my nigga Khaled, bro.
That's the Holy Spirit. So.
Yo, hold on. That's what brings us right now to Album of the Week.
Album of the Week on Dos Lokos Podcast.
Shout out DJ Khaled. He had a tremendous run. He just dropped his new sneakers, man. Shout outs to him. Shit's crazy, the Jordan 5s. Make sure you get them all colorways. They're fucking wavy. You already know. Shout outs to Fat Joe, supporting the vibe. Yo, I love sneakers. You already know what it is.
I know you love sneakers.
Album of the Week, man.
Album of the Week on Dos Lokos Podcast.
That's Peru. We gonna give it to him, man. Free Sue Surf, man.
I was about to say, Sue Surf is
free. Sue Surf. He's locked up right now.
Free Sue Surf.
One of the best battle rappers in the game.
It's gonna be tough.
You know. So we also got mixtape of the week. We gonna give it to Meek Mill, Flavors 5. That shit's fucking bananas.
He dropped some bangers on it.
Yeah, Flavors 5. And then we got movie of the week. We got Till. Emmett Till movie is fucking bananas.
I don't want to watch that.
Oh, nah, yeah, it's a good movie though. Make sure y'all watch it.
It's heartbreaking.
All right, so now we getting back into it. All right, so now after all this.
Yeah, so after all this, a month later, and this was my call. There was a prophet that went to my grandma's house, and I end up going because my mom was.
So after all this, what ends up happening?
So what ends up happening is like a couple months later, there was a prophet that went to my grandma's house, and I didn't know much about that. I just knew that, okay, these people, they go to church and, you know, they're friends with my grandma. Old ladies. That's what I'm thinking about. An old lady that
La
goes to
mujer
church.
de la iglesia. Yep.
You feel me? So my mom was telling me,
diácona.
you know, go. And I'm like, okay. I end up going with them. And mind you, she doesn't know any of our names. She only spoke with my grandma one time. And to give you some more information, what these people do is, they fast and they pray before they even go to the houses. So spiritually, they're prepared. Mm-hmm. They're prepared with word of knowledge and discernment. Whatever God's will.
Bro. They're ill, man. I grew up around these women.
They know the word left to right, front to back, more or less. Shout out to them ladies that they know the Bible.
So I end up going, and I was one of the first people that she prayed for, and she looks at me and she was like, get up, because they're very it's not disrespectful, but it's straight to the point, because I think it's God that's using them. They're not trying to be like, hey, can you stand up? She's like, can you get up?
It's nothing fake. You actually feel it.
It's nothing fake. So I get up and she starts praying for me, and she's saying a whole bunch of things. She's like,
that you wow, that's real. That you could. How'd you know that type?
Straight to the point. The first thing that she said, she was like, the devil tried to end your life last year, and I
damn.
And like I said, this is discernment that God was giving her. She's like, yeah, the devil tried to end your life last year, but God wasn't gonna let that happen. And I immediately, that was my reaction right there.
That's when it became real to you, no?
That's when it became real.
Because your mom didn't know it was that deep. Nobody knew it was that deep. You didn't tell nobody it was that deep.
I just thought it happened, and that's really, I didn't think too much
about it. Yeah, but a lady out of nowhere is gonna know about that?
That's what I'm saying.
Let's be real.
So
then after that, what happened?
I'm looking around the room, and I'm like, what? Everybody immediately is because the thing is she doesn't know us. She didn't know that. So like I said, this is God speaking through her, and she says
third person view.
Yeah, and when she said that, I was like, wow, and I'm agreeing with her. I'm like, you're right. And she starts telling me all these things oh, are you do you like art? Do you do anything that has to do with music? And I was like, yeah, I'm a dancer. She was like, okay. And she was like, I see you playing the drums in a church. I see you playing. And at the time, this was me trying to go back to church. I had probably went back to church maybe 2 or 3 times. When she said that, I was like, I've dabbled in piano.
And there's no way she knows you could play the drums.
There was no way. I didn't play the drums at the time.
She don't know him still.
That's crazy.
So listen to this. I didn't play the drums at the time. I only played the piano maybe when I was 12 or something. I knew how to play, but that was never something that I was I didn't really care. And yeah, she was telling me that. She's like, I see you playing the drums in church. I see you casting out demons playing the drums. And I was like, okay. And I'm looking around, and I'm just I don't know. I received it. She prayed for me, and I was filled with the Holy Spirit, and I was just crying like a baby. And it definitely gave me a realer look at God, because, a lot of times people, they will kind of brush it off on getting closer to him, because it's not something that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Or something they could feel.
No, it is something that you could feel.
No, it's something they could see at the moment, or they could feel at the moment.
Yeah, because people are well, I can't see him.
Yeah.
And if God was real, he would.
Why he ain't here? Yeah, why he don't do this? Why he don't look out?
Why he let me go through this?
Exactly. Yeah. But the hard truth is, I needed to go through that, because that's my testimony now. Anybody that's watching right now and they want to get motivated, just know that I was in that same situation. Right there. And I got out of it because of God, not because of my own strength. It was all him. He did
it's not easy. It's not easy for us.
And it's not easy, but we do have to put some work in. We have to submit.
Yes.
You have to fully submit.
You have to become a student.
You can't be half and half. You can't be gray. You're either black or you're white. You're either hot or you're cold. And I chose to be hot. At that point, I'm like, I got to stop playing games. I got to take care of my salvation. And I got to get my relationship with God stronger. I got to get closer to him, because if not, when those 7 trumpets sound, it's gonna look scary. And I'm not, you know what I mean? At that point, it wasn't nothing that's I thought I was a bad person, but it was just off of the knowledge that I knew. Okay, this is what you need to get to heaven. This is what happens. If you going to hell, all of that, I'm like, yeah, it's looking scary. Yeah. And when you realize that and you start to work on yourself, that's when God uses you. And at that point, I was and mind you, I was always the type of person to not care about what anybody thinks. So that was a good advantage, because I'm like, and it says in the Bible,
if you don't care what nobody thinks, that lady would have been very hard. if it wasn't real what that lady was doing, it would have been hard to convince you.
Yeah, it would have been hard to convince me. And not even that. If God didn't speak through her and I didn't get filled, it probably would have been a little hard. But he works in mysterious ways. And like I said, it says in the Bible, be ashamed of me and I will be ashamed of you. So the people that swing by with the Christian music and turn it down when they see their boy, or the people that don't want to share posts about God, or the people are just...
That means they're fake Christians.
It says, be ashamed of me and I will be ashamed of you. If you're not really showing that you love God,
that means it's fake. It's not even a real relationship.
And this is not something that you have to like on social. This is not something that you have to do on social media only, where you're just like, sharing the posts, but intimate in your safe place. You're not really doing it. Like by yourself, you're not really doing it. That's what you have to change. So at that point, to make it brief, that's what I was doing. Every day. And
so you started living for God at that moment.
At that moment.
And now
a week after, she told me that, like I said, when she was telling me, I see you playing drums for church and all that, the next week I go to church.
And you got invited to play?
My boy Eli, he comes up to me. Shout out Eli. Crazy musician. God uses him in great ways. He comes up to me and he's like, hey, are you going to start like coming more, this and that? And I was like, yeah, like I'm here for good. And I'm saying I'm trying to build my relationship with God, all this other stuff. And he was like, that's good, bro. Like, can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah. He was like, do you wanna learn the drums? And I was like,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, I was just like in shock.
You're just like, what?
I was like, yo, this lady last week just told me that she sees me playing the drums. And now the next upcoming week.
You're telling me. So she must have texted him.
They must have knew each other on the low.
La doña, la diácona, she found him. She found him on Instagram. She DM'd him and said, there's a kid that goes to your church. His name's Dariel.
Make sure you hit him up for them drum lessons.
Make sure you hit him up, porque yo le dije la semana pasada that he's gonna play the drums.
I don't want to look bad out here.
I don't want to look bad.
Do you think that how much a percentage you think that happened?
0. 0. All God. It was all God. And I'm
yo, bro,
God did.
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
It's not crazy. It's God. Like
it's God.
It's God. That's really all it is. And
so hold on. You started learning the drum. When you learned the drums, how long did it take you to learn the drums?
That's crazy.
It took me a couple. Like this was something that I truly, truly believe was like
dedicated yourself to.
Not even. This was something that God put in my life because He wanted me to do it. So that's why I kind of feel like I learned like so fast. And I'm not the best drummer. I'm not the best pianist.
You can follow the beat.
What other instruments do you play besides the drums?
I play the piano. I play the bass. That's about it, really.
What's your favorite instrument out of all three?
Drum. Has to be drum.
You like the drums?
Yeah.
And how long you got playing the drums, more or less?
It's going to be 2 years.
Nice. 2 years, yo, shout out to you. And so you're the nicest with the drums, more or less, right?
What do you mean by that?
Like, out of all three instruments, you play the drums best?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the ones you practice on most?
Uh-huh.
That's what's up.
For sure.
And I wanted to ask you, are your family supportive of where you're at now and your friends?
100%.
Mom's happy.
Friends,
little bit in between,
90% of them, know what I'm saying, I don't really speak to.
I see your man Dariel. I see your man Ryan right here.
That's supportive
because he came out here today.
That's like my boy since I was like 5 years old. Know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's a
right
real
there.
one right there.
And if it's truly your friend, you know what I'm saying? I always say that if it's truly your friend, and let's say someone comes to you and says, like, Dariel, let's go. You know, I got these bottles, I got these girls, I got these.
Don't fold.
We got these edibles. We got, like, you know what I'm saying? But you could say, because that's gonna be an invitation, because you know maybe other people, and that's their life. I respect people on their life. You know what I'm saying? On what they do. A lot of people don't accept that I'm in a club 5 nights out of the week, that I'm DJing everywhere, that I'm DJing for maybe people, but you know, I believe in what I believe in, and I'm strict to my beliefs, you know what I'm saying, that I was raised on, no matter what I do, you know what I'm saying? So, but the true friend is going to say, you know what, I respect you, I still love you.
Yeah. Still your peoples.
Yeah. I still respect you, and thank you for being honest with me, because any other nigga would have came and had a bad time with us.
Definitely still love them.
Killed the vibe. And you know what I'm saying, messed it all up for everybody.
Yeah.
So I respect the fact that you honest, you know, and that's a true friend. You know what I'm saying? That's
and
a true friend.
what's next for Dariel? What's next for you, man? What's next? What direction you going in?
For next, I'ma just keep consulting God and what He wants me to do in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's His will. I'm not gonna go ahead and make a decision on what I want to do without asking Him first, because if not, it doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's good, it could go not even the wrong way, but He's always gonna make it better.
You could think it's good.
Facts.
Yeah. But he's gonna do it 1,000 times better.
A thousand times better. You could think it's a shortcut. Or is it come up, how they say.
Nothing fast comes from God.
Exactly.
Are you still giving classes and stuff like that, like dance stuff? And
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be your calling.
I think
working
you should
with kids,
keep doing that, man.
working with kids, and continuing this
Where
testimony.
can they find you at again?
And continuing the testimony.
Find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, but Instagram the most. Anybody that has questions about God or needs prayer
As a mentor,
or
as
even
well
a mentor
too, yep.
needs a church community, do not hesitate to hit me up, because I'm not Hollywood at all.
He has such a great testimony, and we're glad that we could. Yo, our show once again.
And you regular, like you, it ain't like you come up in here or
cocky,
uptight, or you're like
he's humble.
You a young regular. That if I seen you somewhere, I'll be like, oh,
Cool
this little nigga.
And
you know what I'm saying?
He got a wild story.
But at the same time, respectful to people you carry with you. Respectful. You guys are very articulate at the same time. Y'all ain't no dumbass. You know?
You got knowledge, bro.
Like you guys are
and you're
very
only gonna continue to
respectful.
grow.
And y'all carry yourself. Nobody would think you could lie and say you 28 or something. Like you guys carry yourself.
You know, you carry yourself about 26, 27.
You carry yourself like an adult, you know. So I respect that, and your testimony's ill, bro. Wish you nothing but the best. Thank you so much for coming on our platform, bro, and giving our testimony. Even though this dude had the ill sound effects for those. I'm sorry, bro.
You know what we do, baby. Yo, any
you know he's
words?
from Queens, right? You know he's from Queens.
Yo, man, I'm rowdy, man. Yo,
you know 50 Cent's from there too. So
any words you would give for anybody trying to walk a day in your shoes? You know what I mean? Like any words for them?
Or just
trying to like follow in your path.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You know?
Just that's all.
Anyone that wants to follow in God's path,
exactly.
God's path.
Just consult it with Him. You know, you can go to YouTube and look up videos, but I promise you, if you just go to that secret place and you genuinely like ask Him, like, God, like, show me the way, He will. You might not like it, you might like it, but He's gonna show you. Like I said, there was a point I didn't even ask Him. He just chose me. He said, okay, you're gonna stop this. You're gonna stop all of what you're doing, and you're gonna come follow me,
whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not. And praise God that I ended up loving it, because now I'm an evangelist, I'm a musician, and that's really about it. I can see myself.
You've been baptized and all that already?
I've been baptized and that's another thing that I wanted to tell to anyone that's either been in church for 20 years or 2 years. It doesn't matter.
You got to get baptized, right?
Not even about the baptism, but
it
doesn't matter how long you've been in church. It doesn't matter how long you've been following God, but it just depends on how much like effort you put. Because not to boast myself, because I can say like, okay, I'm doing good, but I can do better. But if you really just set aside like everything that you used to do, and you just like look for, He's gonna use you in ridiculous ways
as a vessel,
like you just said, like, yo, like, that's crazy.
As a vessel,
I've only been faithfully following God for 2 years, and He has me in this place that even people that I've seen like maybe 5 years ago, they're like, wow, like, you're doing it. Like, I never would have knew. Yeah, me neither. Like,
that's awesome.
And that's real. You know
that's
what's
awesome.
crazy? The other day we was at church, and I think your
who
mom
was at church?
I was at church.
You were there?
I was there for Thanksgiving.
Yo, bro, you sure?
You see me in the building?
He showed up for Thanksgiving.
I gotta tell him the dream.
Let's tell him the
He
dream
showed up
before
for
we about to
Thanksgiving?
sign off. So,
You were there?
Yeah.
You seen him?
Hold on,
you sure you seen him there?
Yo, his mom said that he was in a dark place 2 years ago, and he's on fire right now. So shout out to him being on fire. But what was the dream? There was a dream. Yo, he came to me. I need a prayer before I left on vacation, and I thought the pastor was gonna pray for me. I had my eyes closed, pause, and he came and he started praying for me, and I was like, "This is what he said. This is what he said." Hold on. This is
Yo, Flip, we got a Dos Locos exclusive. Ha!
Look at what he said. Yo, and he didn't even know that we do podcasts.
Who said that?
Oh.
Him?
So, like I said, with the prophets and stuff, and when you're faithfully serving God. He's gonna use you in great ways. And you know, most of the time, I'll have like a very vivid dream, and it'll be like God speaking to me. He speaks to me a lot through dreams. You know, that's something that God has put in my life. So basically,
I haven't had dreams in like 20 years. Damn, I haven't had a dream in like.
And you know, before I was really like serving God, I really didn't remember my dreams like that. But there was a point where I started remembering them. You know, I have tons that I could tell you, but obviously that'll be for another day. But this one is crazy. So I had this dream that I was in a room and it was a podcast. I didn't like, it wasn't like a sign or anything. No one said podcast, but it was just like a me knowing.
And there was a podcast setting.
And there was an orange room and he was there and I was there and there was a table. And
yo, the craziest shit.
It was just a thing of me knowing. I didn't see his face. I just knew that he was there. And not, you know, obviously to like make fun of you or nothing, but I see you at church, but not twice a week or 3 times.
Oh, nah, yeah, I'm not there.
I'd be there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
He's there
Friday.
religiously.
I'm like 5 days a week. Shout out Jesus and Jen.
It's a battle for me. It's a battle for me.
Even on Sunday.
It's okay because
every
you're going.
day of the
That's
week.
what matters. You know, you're
I'm
making
trying to
an effort.
get right with the Lord, but y'all keep making it hard for me. I ain't gonna front. It's fucking like.
So
Yo,
I had
stop swearing.
the dream, right? And I consulted it with God right away because whenever I have weird dreams like that, I always consulted with him to see like, okay, what is this about? What should I do? And immediately, like 2 days later, he tells me, he's like, okay, tell him keep doing the podcast, but do it for me. Not me, but God saying, tell him, do it for me. I'm like, okay. And the next day, I see him at Edge. I see him at Edge Fitness at the gym. And
he didn't say nothing about it though.
Was he in the eating like at the tables where he was?
Nah, this
eating?
ain't Planet Fitness. They don't do bagels and all that.
Yo, he
all that
was
dumbass.
He was eating
shit
free
they be
pizza.
doing.
Nah, my guy
Wasn't this a Friday
That ain't
morning?
this
My guy
ass,
had just
baby.
walked in. He just walked in. So I said what's up to him.
I was getting
but
busy.
I had forgot about that, and I just didn't mention it. And after I seen him and I left, I was like, yo, like I feel like I forgot something. And it was me telling him. So I'm like, okay. And again, God is like speaking to me. He was like, you're going to see him soon. You're going to see him either on Thursday or Sunday.
Yo, so weird. I wasn't even supposed to go to church that day.
What, Thanksgiving?
Like I said, it
was before that.
He wasn't there as much as me. So
it was so random.
It was very random, and it was on God's time. So he was like, you're going to see him soon, maybe this week. And this is like a Tuesday. So
It was a Tuesday.
the very upcoming Thursday, I see him at church, and I'm like, that's confirmation. That's confirmation from God.
That's crazy.
It's weird, bro.
Because I've
So weird.
never seen him outside of church, so that's not a coincidence.
You seen him at the gym.
I don't even
seen him
know
at the
him
gym.
like that.
So that was my first try, and that was God putting him in my life so I can tell him.
And then
He
you
was
see him at church.
And then I see him at church. So I go and I tell him all of this, and I tell him about the dream. But the first question that I ask him when I come up to him is I'm like, yo, do you do podcasts? And he looks at me and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I didn't know that. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, bro, I had a dream about you. And then I tell him about
So you
the
seen
dream.
this? You seen this? This
before
Queen's
he has
ass,
this Queens before.
Fat Joe looking ass. You seen this dude over here?
Yo, you stupid.
Yo, Fat Joe's little brother at the John Joe. Like, yeah.
Yo, this is wild though. You can't
you can't
go
make
past
that
it.
up.
Nah, I can't.
But this way takes
You
like,
seen
I
him
see
in the
you.
dream?
Yes,
He's like,
This
I see you
dude.
doing podcasts.
100%.
And I was like, nah.
That's
And I
crazy,
didn't
yo.
know he did podcasts. I didn't know him well. Anyway.
By the way, I'm not saying it like I believe you 1,000%.
yeah, for sure.
100,000%.
We can't make this up.
I can't.
There's
He
no
can't
way
make
we're
that.
making
He
this
can't make this up.
So it happened, and I told him about the dream.
And they said, this is what I've been wanting to do. Like right there, I'm telling him,
Yeah.
this is what I've been wanting to do.
and I'm like, God had told me to give you this message, and it's, keep doing the podcast, but do it for me. Do it for him. Do it the right way.
Crazy.
So I'm saying you already know what's right and what's wrong. You already know what his will is. So let his will be done with this podcast because you don't know what he can do with you guys. You can't even like comprehend. Not for nothing. Even 3 years ago, I would not think that like my thing is like
That you will be on a podcast.
podcast talking about my testimony of me being. I was idolizing dance. I was idolizing like all these celebrities and stuff. That's all I wanted to do when I was growing up. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I can really care less. I still got the
That
talent.
don't matter to you right now, right?
And the love and the passion.
I still got the talent,
That's
100%. But the music and the dances and stuff, I completely let go of that. I can 100% say now, like, you know,
it's nothing to you.
mainstream music makes me uncomfortable now. Like it bothers my Holy Spirit. Like
I got some good guys for you to listen to. Good hip hop. Social Club Misfits.
Social Club Misfit. I never heard.
Oh man. One of my first industry placements.
Yeah. So
what's up? When I do another record, you could be in the video.
I'm with it.
We about to do a Dos Lokos mixtape.
No, you should do something positive, something testimonial,
Yeah,
something for the kids, man.
Exactly.
Something for the kids.
You know we do it for our locals, man. That's what this show's about. You know
How old
what I
are
mean?
you?
22.
Yeah.
Yo,
How old
man,
are you?
shout outs to you.
Huh? I got something
Shout
for
outs
you
to
guys
you and your
too,
bro, man.
I
Yo,
got something
Ryan,
for you. Put some
PBD
money in
Soul,
your
we
pocket.
want to thank you for coming out here as well. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah,
Yo,
man,
Dariel.
I appreciate you guys.
Yo, man, any
God
last
bless.
words, bro?
And this is the first of many. This ain't the first. This ain't the last, bro. You're gonna be here again, and we would love to keep this conversation going because you're an inspiration, bro. You are one of those kids that you woke up. You see how people say they woke?
Yeah.
No.
Nah, you woke for real.
You understand? You woke for real. You know what I'm saying?
Their third eye opened and they feel the vibrations.
Yes, and a lot of times
You ready, son? You ready? You about to do big things. You about
and
to
a
make
lot
your
of
parents
times,
proud, man.
you know, a lot of times
Real talk.
you have to go through what you went through
Of course.
To understand.
Of course.
to be able, because God only gives the person. He never gives you what you want. He gives you what he thinks you can handle.
Right.
So he puts you in that position because he knows you can handle this. He knows you could turn around and bring this to kids that look just like you, act just like you, dress just like you. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep being hip hop. They want to keep dressing the way they dress. They want to keep doing their thing. They want to keep hanging out with the friends they hang out, but there's something different.
Yeah, they gotta set that aside.
That's all. That's all. And it ain't
aside.
you placing your judgment on no one or
Not at
you
all.
saying, listen, you know, gordito, you gotta stop being gordito or anything.
My bad, I gotta lay off the burgers, but you know I still be training in the gym.
Yeah. You still be up in the gym. God did.
God did.
Yo, has he ever
Still
yelled
got
that
a
out
mean
in church?
fucking right hook.
Has he ever?
I told you he said that at church one time. He was writing back at me and the pastor.
I'm gonna have to go to
the
this
pastor
church.
said a verse and he just blurbs out. He's like, "Yeah, God did," and I turned around and I was just dying.
Yeah, I'm. You know, I like. You know,
He's gonna make me go to
have
church,
fun
yo.
with it.
He's gonna make me have to
Listen,
go to church.
For me, I 100% recommend you to go, and I will be
Yeah,
praying for you to
bro.
go. Like,
And that's
been
my
at,
bro.
son?
That's my bro, Ralphie.
Yeah,
man.
you gotta support, bro. You gotta
That's
show
my
up,
bro. That's my bro.
Gotta pull
I
up.
told him I was gonna pull up and
this
check him out.
Thursday.
Pull up.
This Thursday.
Cause you know I know his dad. I know the family.
And you gotta give them donations.
I was in a merengue band with his brother
Oh,
when I was
he
a
was
child.
He was playing the.
Yeah.
I'm a trumpet player.
Oh,
I'm a professional
You're my
trumpet
man.
player. So I was playing with his brother, Edwin. His brother Edwin.
Nah, I don't know his brother.
Yeah, his brother Edwin had he was the lead singer in the merengue band. Now he's a Christian merengue band.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, shout outs to Pastor Ralphie. That's my man.
That's my guy, bro. You don't
Pastor
understand,
Ralphie,
man.
shout out
The whole
Pastor
family,
Rosillo.
all the sisters, his brother. Rest in peace, OG Pops, man. That was
Rest
the
in
dude.
peace.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yo, they lived.
And shout outs to Taina. She's the one that got
That's
me.
my homegirl, Taina. You already know. Weetie, everybody. Edwin. They lived like 2 corners from me. You know, back in the day, bro, in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's my bro. That's my bro, man. And to see him where he's at, you know what I'm saying? I just uploaded his
Makes you think.
his CDs to
Yo,
my
listen,
to my phone.
anything is possible.
Yeah, and this sounds crazy, you know. If you want to be good at something, you could be good at it, whether it's good or bad. But that saying of honor your mother and your father to determine how long you live on earth, that's a true saying.
That goes a long way.
Because when you stop living for yourself and you start living for God tells you to live for your That's how unselfish he is.
Listen to this. You can't. there's no possible way that you can love your parents like they need to be loved unless you love God first.
Unless you love God, and God still teaches you to love everything.
And what you said earlier about the friends thing is true. Like, even if you cut them off or God took them out of your life, still love them from far. Still love them from far.
Yes, it's okay.
No matter what.
It's okay.
Yo, Dariel, any last words, my brother?
Yo, thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, thank you guys. God bless you guys. And I'm saying God's going to use both of y'all in great ways.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you coming on the show once
Yo,
again.
Next time you're in church, can you tell them, like, you know, give them an extra prayer, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I be needing them prayers, especially financially right now. You ain't no Gordito Snow Cone 7. Cash out. Hit your man's all with a few dollars. Christmas is near, you heard?
Yeah, my bro.
Yo, you know what it is, your boy.
My bro's wild.
Yo, Flip, any last words, brother?
Yo, bro, this was a great interview, man. Dariel, I can't thank you enough for coming and giving your testimony and speaking like that, because I know this is going to affect some kids, man. And I know people are going to watch this and feel something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was so honest. You were so vulnerable and honest with us, man. Thank you so much for that, bro.
Yo, we appreciate you. Once again. We want to give you flowers, man, and your props while you're here, you heard? Thank you so much for sharing your story on our platform. And once again, our platform is about bigging up our locals. And it's not about, you know, we like to switch it up. We don't like to always big up just the MC and someone that's like doing music. We like to take different lanes. We like to big up the dancer.
Real life,
we like to big up someone who's maybe starting up a business. You could be braiding hair. You could be doing whatever you want, man. We need some more females out here. If you out there and you want to reach out, whether it's you're braiding hair or you're doing massages in the back of your car, it don't matter what it is, baby. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You could be out here working. I got you, girl. You know what it is. Come explain your story on Dos Lokos podcast. We love you. The holidays is here. Ho, ho, ho. It's your man Gordito Snow.
Pastor Ralphie, I'm sorry about that.
You know what it is, man. We love you, Pastor Ralphie. We don't judge. We keep it thug on Dos Lokos podcast. Yo, you ready to get in this outro, man?
We out here.
Yo, you already know.
Have a good one.
We appreciate you coming on. You know what it is.
To the next one, episode 21, baby.
Episode 21 featuring Dariel.
Oíste, cabrón.